Hi. I will be coloring today, surprisingly. Like previous stream I was kinda... Well, not previous was fine, like the one before that I was just trying to catch the deadline. The next one was also like pretty close to... was finishing like the last day. And now I'm already at this stage, which is surprising, and I guess I have the idea why I was so fast with this one. And that's what I'll be talking about. It is all related to writing, surprisingly. I mean, not much of a surprise. But first I'll explain what I'm doing, so I can just start coloring. And then I'll talk about writing and like why I decided on the topic. So right now I just finished inks or like line art, and now I need flat colors. It's very easy process. I'll just be grabbing from my limited palette and just fill in the areas on characters. I only flat characters. I kinda paint background, not that much. I don't really draw it unless it's some complex background that needs like inking. I just kinda, when it's when I don't have establishing shots, I just kinda paint something more or less abstract to just show what it is. But yeah, like flats I only need for characters, and that's what I'll be doing. So do I need... Now guess I'll start with Healer. It's easier to color him. He has a very kind of simple palette, and I don't need to color lines for him because he doesn't have any like areas where the flats are black and I need to change lines from black to something else for them to be visible. So he will be easier to color than the hunter. So that I'll be doing just that. So writing. Well, there are of course many different approaches to that. Everybody does it whatever. Like with indie comics, most people don't have like writing education for that. Most, not all, of course, but so there isn't like some unified method to do that, unified some process that you need to follow, like a pipeline, something. Everybody does whatever, and there is like on some comics you can see it clearly. There are like two very different approaches to that. Some people just kind of go page by page basically, without plan, or like have like general plan, but it's mostly it's good for like slice of life or something that doesn't require some complex plot or anything. It's just some fluffy stuff that maybe gag comics or some humor and comedy, whatever, that doesn't require any planning up front, that doesn't have any like complex plot lines, twists, and world building and stuff, and you can just kind of wing it as you go. There are many popular comics that clearly have no plan whatsoever, just kind of go, and good for them, I guess. It's kind of fun, I guess. I mean, it is. Writing just episode by episode is fun. Sometimes I have to do that, but there is a difference. So the second approach is to just write everything up front, like you finish your script before you even start drawing. You have everything figured out, and like maybe even have thumbnails, like page by page how your story should go, and for the whole comic. And that is better for like if you want to do revisions, or like some maybe you found some plot hole or something, or you kind of give it to an editor or some even friend maybe who would read it for you and point at some maybe not so great moments or some unclear moments or whatever. And yeah, that's good for like refining your stuff and maybe making it more marketable or whatever. And both approaches has good sides to them, so I use both kind of. In my case, I have my whole plot kind of outlined. I know what will happen, in which order, in which locations, what characters do I need, what is like the order of events, and what kind of story beats I need to hit at which point. But that's about it. I don't write way like ahead of whatever chapter I'm working on. It's probably the only one that like finalized. So of course I have my outline. It's like a plan, a map, whatever. And then once I'm approaching certain like events when I'm like on certain chapter, then I detail it closely and do like finalized dialogues and like thumbnails and whatever. And sometimes I don't sometimes. Like I know what should happen in which chapter. I do like some prep work, like character design, location design, all of that. But I don't have like finalized script for every episode for the whole chapter because, well, it requires time. And since drawing takes just so much time, I sometimes don't really have extra time to just go and write like ahead for like stuff that I will be drawing like next month or something, because, well, deadline is like tomorrow and I need to do the immediate stuff before thinking about what's next. And like when I do hit this deadline situation that I talked about on like some other streams, when you like run out of buffer and you kind of need to just put the rails right in front of moving train when you like your comic already is going and you need to just write absolute minimum that you need to just get to the next episode and stuff. And it's kind of stressful, obviously, just because every time you finish the drawing, you need to immediately just drop everything and go write the next one, because otherwise you can't get back to drawing, and then that creates like pauses between different steps and you kind of lose momentum, and that's not exactly great feeling. So when I have time, I try to write like in advance, ideally the whole chapter, but at least if the chapter has several scenes, then at least a scene. And with this episode, I am like already on coloring, even though it's what, third day after I finished the previous episodes. It's fast for me. I just kind of finished writing for the chapter, and now I'm like really inspired, I guess, to finish it. Finish like all the steps, like drawing and like lettering and stuff. Because now I have like definitive like the length, how many pages I have left, how many like what are the maybe specific shots that I need to do. I'm kind of excited to do them. Some of them are really like flashy and stuff, and it helps to just with motivation, with inspiration, with all that stuff when things are already written. But like the difference is if you write it like in advance, like a year ago, for example, you already kind of forgotten the like just the feeling of it, and you doing the stuff that was like defined way before that, and maybe you're kind of losing the interest to it, I guess. That's why I don't like write everything right away. I prefer to have outline, like chapter by chapter, what will happen in which order, what characters will appear, disappear, like what will they do, what information do they need to convey, but like it's not finalized dialogue. And once I get to work on specific chapter or episode, if like I'm running late, then I have kind of this opportunity, I guess, to be I don't know how to explain this. It's like in drawing, a lot of stuff is like really technical. Once you done with like sketch, like your composition, then it's really just skill issue basically. It's not that creative. Of course you can like add some interesting stuff like dramatic lighting or whatever, like some maybe last moment additions and stuff, but overall, if all the creative stuff was done like before you even start technical stage, then it's way easier to lose the motivation to do it, like lose the, I don't know, inspiration, whatever. Just see all this creative energy is kind of gone because you already done it. It's like in your head, it's already done. You just need to get through the routine of actually drawing it. So yeah, that's why I prefer to write as I go, but a little bit in advance, just a little bit. Because like, yeah, I can go and like write the fourth chapter right away, since I will have time after I finish this one before publishing it. And but like, do I want to do that? No. I want to focus on this chapter first and do it because like kinda really want to. But also with all this writing stuff, it's really feels sometimes so discouraging, the fact that like I can write something like a couple of hours and like maybe a few days later do like second draft in another hour, and then like I have to spend like 40 hours just drawing it. And writing, in this sense, writing is so much easier. Just write it and then it's done, and then you just stuck drawing it for hours and hours. That's kind of sad. And like at this point, I guess some AI bros would jump out of, I don't know, woodwork and say that that's the point of AI, to speed this up. But maybe. Do I want the computer to do this for me? No. Like, I know it takes a lot of time to draw this, but I guess I'm too much of a control freak to allow somebody or something else to do that instead of me. Like, if I do it like poorly, that's on me. But if something or someone else does it poorly, then like I'll be very sad, I guess. Still, would be nice to do it a bit faster. I mean, this step that I'm doing right now, like the flats, yeah, that stuff can be automated. It should be automated. I'm like, right now I don't haven't found the good solution for that, since I'm drawing on iPad and like my main computer is a PC. They aren't like, you can connect easily, can't connect easily, and it's just a lot of trouble to transfer files, and so I can't just jump from like this file back to PC, flat it there faster, and then like jump back. It's like the jump in itself will eat a lot of my time and also patience, so it's easier for me to just go and flat like this, this very inefficient method. But I mean, I talked about it before, so I won't repeat myself. What can I say about writing? Something more? I don't know. I mean, I have a bit of an odd writing method, I guess, as in like language sense. English obviously is not my native language, but for some reason I write in English, even though my English isn't like good. I mean, it's fine, but like I'm dreading the moment when I finally work on my first comic to fix all the typos and all the like just errors in grammar and stuff. Like, that's not much, but there are some very simple stuff that for some reason I just, I don't know, remembered wrongly or whatever, and was using like wrong grammar all the time, and like go through 300 pages to fix it is a very daunting task, and I haven't gotten around to do that, even though, I mean, it will improve the reading experience, obviously. So if by any chance you read my first thing in English, I'm so sorry for that. Someday I'll do something about it. Right now I don't have energy to. I also kinda, since I'm very, how to say, I prefer to write like on paper, which isn't very efficient thing, obviously. Like, because you can do spell check and stuff, and like right now I just have to retype everything from my from the thing where I script to just to do spell check. At least now I have like script for this thing in some digital form. Like for my first comic I don't have it, so I'll have to like extract stuff from source files or whatever, and it will take so much time. So yeah, that's my weird thing, that for some reason I write in English. I mean, I used to write in Russian, some other stuff, but I had, I don't know, after you kinda do some writing professionally, I don't know, for me it kinda ruined the language usage at all. I can't like draw or can't write any like literary stuff in Russian anymore. It's kinda ruined for me. But well, so I write in English. I hope it's like better now than it was when I was starting out, but I don't know, it's just a thing I do. Also, what I really like about writing in English is like words are shorter. Just lettering in English is so much better than in Russian, because in Russian words are like big, long, and look funny. Some of them at least. And in English it's like super easy and so much more fonts and stuff. Oops. But that leads to a funny thing that like I then translate from English kind of back to Russian when I do the Russian version of the comic, and that's kind of funny also. Because like, I don't know, translation is a bit of a different skill set than writing itself. It's easier for me to translate than to write in Russian for some reason. I mean, at this point, like, it's no surprise, but like, it was even before all this stuff. Well, what else? I mean, I can show how my scripts look like if the camera would be able to even catch that. A lot of it is in like in pencil even, not in pen. Just because I grab whatever when I do that. And also, if I'm like drawing thumbnails, I prefer to do it in pencil because like I can fix stuff around instead of like just redrawing the whole page. I mean, it's not like much of drawing, it's more like doodling, but you know what I mean. I guess, I mean, I can show it, I guess, real quick. Hopefully camera will cooperate. He looks so odd with different eyes, one colored and one isn't. Whatever. Okay, there's a lot of like first, second, and third drafts in there, so it's kind of a bit hard to find something readable here. Give me a second. So like that would be from second chapter, for example. It's not focused, but it's okay, I don't want you to read it all. But generally it looks like that. So I have like page, panels, then like the dialogue here. And yeah, that's how I do it now. But before, I mean, obviously the first draft is just text. Then I kind of try to figure out what will go on what page, like how many I can fit in one page, or maybe I shouldn't fit all and give it a bit more space. And after I do that, then I can go to thumbnails and figure out general composition. I change it a lot also, like once I have my page set up, I might change some stuff. Of course, like I can't like change borders after that. I might though. There was like recently some page where I think I split the frame and then merged the other one, and I needed to like move borders and stuff. It was fun. So Procreate doesn't really have any like instruments for border management. I mean, it kind of does if you count like perspective lines in a way, but it's like it isn't meant for that. Though, like, maybe at this point Procreate can do that. Like, I don't know what, like, there was a lot of updates in it, so maybe it does have some sort of border assist. I don't know, I didn't check. And like, I'm basically doing this one the same way I was setting up my previous comics. So I do like page setup in Photoshop on PC, then I use Dropbox to get the files on iPad, and then I'm just kinda in Procreate, just going layer by layer if I have enough of them. And once everything is done, I just grab the like merged stuff and have to transfer it back, even though not through Dropbox because it stopped working at some point. Like, again, I don't know, maybe they fixed it, but I don't think they did. Like, it was a big thing some time ago. Like, there was something about file like management not being compatible or something like that, so you can't like go from Dropbox to Procreate but not back. That's one other reason why I can't do flats on PC after I like did all the other steps on iPad, like pencils and lines. Also, I'm like using two different terminology systems, like for like professional comic industry, if I am not mistaken, it's pencils and then inks, so inking and stuff. And for digital, it's more like sketch and line art, but that's the same things basically. Sketch is pencils and line art is inks. It just, well, digitally you don't really use neither pencil nor ink, you use computer. So instead of describing it as tools you use, it's more of a descriptor of the stage itself, like if it's a sketch or if it's like final lines. I don't know why I describe this, explain whatever, just maybe someone will find it funny. Yeah, and this coloring this way do take time. Does, sorry. Again, not native speak. Like, there is probably a legit question, like, if that's not your native language, how can you even be writing in it? Like, you don't have qualifications to do that, and like only people with writing education can do that. That's of course not true. A lot of people don't have that and do just fine. I'm not saying I am doing just fine, but well, you can. But yeah, people who would want to work professionally in writing, of course, it's easier with education. But well, we're seeing what's happening right now with writers in the film industry. It isn't that good, apparently. I mean, no one's surprised, but still. And yeah, speaking about what's going on, there's also some legit drama in comics right now. There is this hashtag going around about how people's lives are getting like literally ruined by comics, by working in comics for like a very small pay and a lot of demand. And well, I mean, yeah, I'm just doing it for fun, so it's kind of easier for me. I don't expect anything out of it. I mean, that would be nice, but like I just kind of do it for myself. But if my life would depend on it, yes, that would be really sad reality to live in. And then obviously burnouts and stuff, that's sad. And yeah, people like literally die. Because I don't have time off and like can go to the doctor, can't like sleep properly and all that stuff. That's horrible. But I'm not sure I want to like discuss capitalism right now on this stream. It's not exactly my point here. But yeah, capitalism bad. It's not like not even hot take at this point. What was I? Yeah, I forgot this white elements on his stuff. Well, guess I covered the topic a bit faster than I have anticipated. Now you'll have to just listen to me describing what I'm doing in real time. Maybe. Why did I... Yeah, I did something odd here. Yes. Stuff. I think on last stream I mentioned that like while you drawing and like coloring, you need to keep in your head a lot of stuff, like remember which part is which, and don't like, for example, this like him having one eye uncolored and the other colored in the wrong color is like really distracting, but I need to keep like reminding myself that it's fine, I will get there eventually. I don't need to fix it right now, and it will be faster to do when I'm just going with the same color for, well, his eyes and some of his accessories. I think I need to outline this balloon a little bit so it doesn't just merge with the cape here. Okay, I don't think I need to do it anywhere else, right? I mean, this, yeah, this will also interact a little bit weirdly. So, but yeah, that's about it. Like, Iris is in dark colors and there won't be any. Now we can merge that to save layers. Okay, I need to rename it actually. This is annoying. It's very unpredictably renames layers when you merge stuff. Sometimes it takes the name from the top layer, sometimes from the bottom, and like it's very inconsistent. There might be some system there, but I'm not aware of it and I haven't noticed it yet. So do we have any? Yes, we do. Quite a lot actually. It's really nice to have a character with not the black uniform, but like with the gray one. I was really waiting for this because like it's kind of very different uniform from the like rest of clerics, I guess. Like we have priests in black and white, hunters in black and red, but healers are like not in black at all. It's a bit of a kind of to have the how to say association, I guess, with the like medical workers who often wear white, but like obviously not always. Like first responders don't. And like this healer, technically he is kind of a first responder in a way, but like also a doctor, so it's a mix. So he has some utility stuff in his look, like he has this like braces and this belt that kinda helpful if he needs to like lift heavy people if they like fall or something and need his help. And like also some bags and stuff that aren't in frame in any of these pages, but it was like in previous. So I really like his like his uniform is way like simpler, very like practical to just help him get through the job, I guess. While even though the hunter is kind of also needs to be practical in his clothes, he isn't, because he likes to look very, I don't know, he likes to look fancy, I guess. And of course if you like pay attention to this stuff, you may have noticed that healer doesn't have any jewelry, unlike the priestess we saw before, and well, obviously Iris. And well, from like technical standpoint, he doesn't need much of this jewelry to just cast stuff. Because he doesn't use any miracles that require any like anchors. Like beacons, for example, they like need some object to cast it on, and so a lot of priests just have a lot of this stuff just to take it off and cast something on it and leave it there if they need to. Healer doesn't need it, he just heals on his own with no like physical objects to help him. Not just him, like all healers do that, so he doesn't need jewelry, and that's kind of also the difference between like other factions here. And like I would like to have more space in the comic to just explain it all, but it doesn't affect the plot, it doesn't affect the story, just kind of world building that isn't necessary to understand the story itself. And I prefer not to put into the comic anything that isn't like absolutely necessary, because well, drawing this, as I said before, takes a lot of time, way more than like to write it. Like for this bunch of episodes I had to cut out a lot just because it was just kind of world building stuff that isn't immediately important, and some of it won't be important like at all. So I had to kind of remove it, and I wish there was some kind of good way to incorporate it, but like the only usable, I guess, solution is to add some bonus pages with text, which I'm doing. But well, first of all, not everybody would read it, but on the other hand, maybe that's that's good, like those who don't want to just aren't that interested in world building, just want some fun action story. They just skip it and won't waste their time on that. But for those who are more into like lore, they will have all the info they want. It's just important not to put any like plot significant stuff in there, because otherwise the readers who aren't into this lore stuff, they just wouldn't know what's going on, and will be surprised, but not in a good sense, by some stuff happening. That's also fun. Like, in general, cutting stuff out is an important part of writing. Sometimes it's just for practical purposes, like if you know that you won't have time to just draw that, and something that isn't really needed to the story, or you can change it to be more like easier to do. Easier in a sense, like does the same, but you can do it faster and it's still relatively good quality. Because otherwise, if you like start sacrificing quality, it's not a good thing. Meanwhile, I think I'm done with the healer, and I can... Ah, boy. Yeah. Not like coloring areas at all. Right now, I will need to recolor a lot of his lines. Again, if you like watched previous ones, I already explained that. But Heroes has black uniform, and so all the lines on top of it should be recolored to be visible, or he will be just blob of black color and nothing else. Need to be more careful here, so it looks fine. Like, it was a good idea, I still think that's a good idea to color him like that, but boy, does it take time. Just recolor all that. Really annoying. And like, I'm trying to simplify some stuff, like this hand is really like simple, but that's because it's not like close up or something, so it's barely visible here. I'm also getting a little bit more loose with inks. Like here, for example, like this line is very smudged, but I'm okay with that. It's kinda looks fine, I think. I can just do this and don't bother. It's all black anyway. What's this one? Yeah, well, I can leave it. Also his hair. Oh boy. Same as with his uniform. His hair is also black, and I need to color some of the lines to kind of separate stuff. I think I'll do this one white, actually. Just because I haven't done it in a while and need some variety, I guess. Okay, here I don't need anything. Here, oh yeah, it's nice hand, by the way. Will this be visible? Yeah, I think it is. I can do... Okay, that's complex one. Like, it's really fun to draw his hair, but coloring them is... just because I had so much time, so much fun drawing it, and it's a bit too complicated now. Do I want this one colored or not? I think we'll go with white again, just for fun. Maybe here also. Randomly thought about one other thing that makes writing easier, just material component of it. Like, you can write in anything basically, just piece of paper and you're good. But with drawing, you can of course draw like on the same piece of paper with the same pen, but like to do it more seriously, I guess you need some either equipment or materials. And like, quality of your writing won't change if you like writing on the like pen and paper or like computer or whatever. But with drawing, you kind of need to be more you need some more expensive stuff, be that the art supplies or tablets or stuff. But of course there are of course also tools for writers that like digital and make life easier, but like the story doesn't really change regardless of what tools you use to write it. But for visual media, of course, visuals change drastically if you use certain materials. But that doesn't mean that you can't like draw some cool graphics with just graphite pencil and some simple office paper, whatnot. It just might not find that much audience, I guess. Because it's visual media and stuff needs to be visually interesting to find any audience for that. There is this debate happening from time to time on like Twitter and stuff, where there is like a war between writers and artists in comic industry, where like writers try to convince artists that their job is as hard as like artists, and of course it shows that they didn't really draw to say that, because anyone who draws or paints just knows how much time it takes, just time and like physical effort. All the people who are, I don't know, having all these like back problems and wrist problems and all the other health stuff issues, they know that it's just physically much more demanding to draw. But of course it is totally worth it for like some artistic expression. It's often isn't worth it in like financial sense. Doesn't stop artists from drawing though, because we're a bit obsessed with it, I guess. It's just, I don't know, drawing is really fun. Also hard and frustrating and stuff, but fun nonetheless. There's white speck here from somewhere. Yeah, it's layout for some reason. Where was I? Yes. Of course, I'm not saying that writing is like super easy and anybody can do that. It's not. It also requires some like skill and development of that skill, and also a lot of passion for that. It's not something that's like many people think that it's like easy money and stuff, but usually it's not. Like with any field, on one like successful person, there is like thousands and like millions maybe of those who failed in some sense. But again, like, what is failure? If you're drawing and you're having fun, then it's all good, I think. Hopefully you can also survive, but that's not guaranteed at all. Meanwhile, here also some smudged pencils, but I'm okay with that. I think it looks interesting, even though like I'm using standard brush, so maybe it's not that good of an idea to just use a recognizable brush. Like it's standard for Procreate, so I'm guessing people who use Procreate a lot will recognize what brush it is. But I don't know, I like how it looks, so whatever. So where are we? It's been like almost an hour, and guess I'm halfway there. My voice is dying for some reason. But like, I would say I'm more than halfway there with flats. Like, all I need to do now, no, well, actually, yeah, it will take a while, because then I need to do the hair for Irius, because he has like a lot of like gray hair and some like color variation in his hair. He also has some beginnings of facial hair happening, because it's like evening, late evening, not like super late, it's like sunset, but yeah, he already has some stuff going on his face. I need to do that, but it's like not hard, it's just takes time. Hopefully I'll be able to start at least with backgrounds today, but well, we'll see. One day I maybe invest some time into finding some easier ways to flat this stuff, because it's very inefficient and it's annoying. I also forgot to use this lighter gray to color his what's it called, temples, I guess, like this gray hair on his face. Originally I didn't want to simplify it that much, to just have all these lines of gray hair in this place, but like it's like biologically it's where it usually shows, and it's just good shortcut for when I'm not drawing his like close up, but him from the distance. He needs some recognizable shapes, so I kind of decided to go with it, even though I kind of have had a bit of reservations about it, because like in my previous comic I had several characters with the same like hair situation going on, but then, well, this way it's faster and recognizable, and well, it looked good, so I don't mind. Like sometimes trying to just make something look different just because you want it to look different, even though it's not necessarily better, is maybe not the best idea. It looks good, then why not? After all, this is comics. They benefit from good visuals. Yeah, this is red, all this is red. I really like the red parts of his uniform, and like it's kinda sad that they aren't all that visible, but well, there are some practical reasons for that. Also, like this very intense red on his like robe or cloak or whatever you call it, like cape, whatever, is, well, for ceremonial reasons, for like official reasons. He's like, it's not his like dress uniform, but like kinda. But for his like normal working uniform, just black works just fine, because like he works at night, and well, that's just better this way, more stealth, I guess. I also forgot to color his pipe. It should be white, because it's glass. As I think I said, I'm pretty sure I said in the previous stream, and that was his first appearance with this pipe, that there are a lot of like just glass stuff, like accessories and like small tools and stuff just made of glass, because in this world they don't use plastic all that much. Like it exists, it's kind of, but it's mostly phased out and only used like in the industry when it's like absolutely necessary. But for like mass market and like just people using it, it's not available. So there are a lot of glass accessories, also some metal and like wood, maybe wood not that much because like there isn't much wood left in this world. I mean, like trees exist, but they're kind of not harvested that much in this on the level that in our world they're harvested. Which is kind of funny. I don't know. In some way, this world in the comic is kind of a bit of utopian even compared to ours. I still have problems though. Just different. And I think it's like this nice bit of escapism that is valuable sometimes. Even though me like talking about all this stuff kind of defeats the purpose, I guess. But like it won't be mentioned in the comic, like nobody will just stand and proclaim we don't use plastic here. It's just kind of implied. Whoever wants to look closely will understand that, and it's not important for the plot. Again, like with a lot of world building stuff, it should be thought of by the writer, but it doesn't have to be in the text necessarily. It doesn't. It's like important to know when you write something, like how your world works, but it's not important to explain every little detail to the reader or like viewer, whatnot. It's just more for like internal consistency and avoiding some plot holes or something. And then again, I'm not like professional or anything, so don't listen to me. And music stopped again. Why? Hello. Should be going now. Okay. So ideally, I will be done with this. It's basically last color that I need to fill, and then I'll detail some like hair situation, and I can start coloring backgrounds, and I'll have something to say about backgrounds too. Some interesting stuff, I hope. Like I don't remember when was the last time I did backgrounds on stream. Like there was like a bunch of them, almost like one after the other, but then like I moved, since my schedule for comic episodes and for streams aren't like synchronized. Streams are every week and episodes are every 10 days, so they kind of really varies when I'm at which stage for each episode. But I don't know, I might actually go on some background spree again at some point. Kind of fun to do backgrounds on stream just because it's very technical step, I would say. Of course there are some interesting decisions and stuff, but most of it just I need to get through it, because like unless it's an establishing shot or the background has something meaningful for like the whatever happens, like for action, maybe some elements that will be used later, like you set up some environment to be like destroyed or whatever, then yeah, there are a lot more just creative decisions on backgrounds. But if it's just backgrounds, if we have some talking heads and just something behind them, then we don't really require any conscious effort to do that, just kind of using existing skills. But yeah, we aren't there yet. We are still doing flats, which... Oh, I also will need to do this half transparent white for his lace. But that's kind of fast. And yeah, like I mentioned before, this stuff is just kind of nice, low effort. I mean, there is like some physical effort, like, I don't know, I might need to stretch after that, but like really not much skill used for this particular step. It's kind of just relaxing for the brain, at least. I mean, not right now because I'm talking. It also requires some focus. But like when I'm just... Usually once I'm finished with inks, I go right to flats just because it's like this easiest step, and just kind of keeps the process going. But sometimes the fact that I need to recolor all these like lines is kind of discouraging a little bit sometimes. I mean, I can kind of imagine how to do it in Photoshop, for example, just automated this stuff just through like layer stacking, I guess. Like you put copy inks and like do clipping mask over like flats and recolor it and use some like layer modes for overlaying, but that would mean that I need to jump in between steps from iPad to PC, and that's, as I said before, very inconvenient stuff. So instead I'm just wasting about like hour and a half or 2 hours to do this stuff manually, which isn't ideal, but isn't like horrible. And also it's kind of, while I'm doing it, I kind of going over all the lines, so I just kind of check just if I did everything. Like maybe I forgot some lines, like for example they were in the sketch but not in like lines, and I need to fix that. So it's kind of also a good thing, for example, if you like when people working professionally hire just someone else to do this step for them, that kind of requires some also extra communication. And like if you forgot to do something and like the person had to flat it with some missed details or something. It's the result maybe not ideal. You need to like edit that afterwards, even though it still saves time, of course. But you might miss it, like not notice, like if it's some just consistency stuff, like whatever the character is holding in their hand, for example, or like if they have like certain like glasses or like scar or like a tattoo or something, and like it's forgotten and you might even not notice it. On the other hand, it's like an extra pair of eyes if like person is working with the same flatter on the comic, then it's kinda additional quality control in a way. So that's fun, but again, I'm not there yet, and don't think I'll ever be. And I also like flatting. It's just like coloring book in a way. Even though I don't think I would enjoy coloring books. Like I had one recently, not recently, like more than a year ago, I think. I did like half a page, I think. It's just kind of not enjoyable for me for some reason. I prefer to color my own stuff, not somebody else's. Just because like I have some intent when I draw, like not necessarily visualize the result. Sometimes I do, but often I don't, and I kind of search for it while I'm drawing, but I just prefer to color my own stuff. Not that I have any opportunity to color somebody else's stuff though. I mean, aside from coloring books. Am I using... Yes. It looks like really black for some reason, but it's not, it's dark blue. Almost done with that. Also, kinda not sure about this face. It's kinda, I don't know, the expression isn't exactly what I wanted, but I'm not sure how would I redo it. Like I don't want his expression to be too much like the from the end of the last episode when he like asked some question with very specific face while doing that, like he's like kinda locked on a target. Like these two characters were just gossiping basically, and then Irios started almost interrogating, but like not quite. And like in this episode, the healer realizes it. Like in this frame, like he's like, "Wait, are you?" and whatever, and he's like, he's already smiling here, so I don't want to like too much of the same stuff, but here he kind of looks almost shy, even though that's not the face that I intended for him to have. I mean, I can always just play with his eyebrows, it usually really helps. Like here he's kind of less sarcastic as usual. He should be more. He's like, since it's the end of the episode, he kind of asks the certain questions that the readers kind of, I don't know, may guess why he's asking that. I don't know, his face is just hard to do because of his the eye situation. That's this hooded eyelid that just makes him look sad all the time. And I don't know, I'm kind of struggling sometimes to convey that it's not like sadness, it's just how the shape of his face. I mean, also, like, these shadows don't help. Which one was that? Yes, this one. Maybe I should do something with the eyes here. I mean, that's better, but not in a sense that I wanted. Maybe the smile should be different. He's kind of, I don't know, maybe he shouldn't be smiling at all, but like, kind of should. He's kind of, what's the word? Anticipating something really fun here. Okay, let's kind of ruin it. I don't think that even if I decide to return to this version, it will look good if I try to redraw it. I don't want him smiling here, but like, kinda should. That's the usual conflict with him. He's like, he's basically very grumpy, but like sometimes he smiles, but his smile is never like genuine. It's like always this either sarcastic or like evil. I don't want it to look genuine, and here it kind of does. There's a lot of stuff happening here that looks like eyelashes, even though it's well, how we call it in English, like this type of stuff, like the skin, like old skin being all wrinkly and stuff. I mean, yeah, it's kind of look more evil. Yeah, that's good. Maybe like this, even. Yeah, I guess. Also, I forgot his, like, specs of his facial hair here. Anybody else? Anywhere else? Yes, here. It's almost invisible, but, like, I kind of just want some texture here. I have it here. That's it. And here I have it. Okay. Okay, now to the hair. Oh boy. And also all of this stuff, like, it has a bit more here. What else? Here. Yeah, okay, I can switch to gray. This gray, right? Yes. Like this step I kind of like. I just go draw some patterns, and that's very relaxing part. And also kind of gives more texture and variety and just interest, I guess. And also shows that he has very chaotic hair. Like, while the healer can just keep his hair in whatever shape he wants because of, well, healing, they can control all this, like, basic biological stuff. But Virus can't, so his hair is all over the place. And healer has this amazing hairstyle. That is kind of hard to keep without any supernatural abilities, I guess. It requires like a ton of work. To have it and to maintain it, but well, being a healer is very beneficial in that sense. And also like other clerics can do that too if they have like any healing abilities. Like it just like Hirus is one loser, he has nothing. I mean, he's not like the only one, of course. There are others who can't heal. There are others who can't like do what he does, for example. That's like kind of different abilities for different people. Some can like learn some stuff on the basic level and some just can't use it at all. And that's kinda basis of this magic system. It's not magic, as I keep repeating. It's like it's miracles, but well, that's what they call it, but it's basically magic. They like put some moral value on their magic and claim to be very holy people, even when they aren't, clearly. I think that's okay. Now I just need his facial hair. My god. Maybe I'll do it later, I don't know. That's annoying, like I need to just a lot of just brush stuff. So maybe I'll just start with backgrounds and do his face off stream. Okay, background then. Oh, well, there is a problem though. As you can see, I have 4 pages here, so I'm very limited on layer count, and I already have 7 of them. I might run into a deficit. I mean, I will run into a deficit. The only way to avoid it, if I do all the backgrounds first, merge it all, then do characters, then merge them, then color correct everything in extra layers. Which isn't ideal. I might need to split into 2, and then I'll have a lot. Sorry for the light, it was getting a bit too dark. Hope now camera is back again. So, what I was saying, I will try to do it all in one file. It's just kind of easier. It's better flow than when jumping between two. But I might run out of layers. We'll see. I'll try. So for backgrounds, I will need like 4 at minimum. Minimum 4. And that's like my limit right now. Like that's I can't have more than 11 total, and I have 7 already. And I hope I won't need anything else. Like in this episode, I don't have any establishing shots. Like there was one kinda in the previous episode when we, well, just watch previous streams. There was some backgrounds happening. So here I just have basically a window behind them, and on like this kind of on this type of shots, like mid-range, or how they call, not close-ups, not wide, just in the middle. There will be some details here, not much. It's still be kind of abstract, but also recognizable. So it's simple shapes, like very simplified, like and for close-ups I'll just do gradients and be done with it. That's, well, first it's faster, then it isn't that doesn't take attention from the facial expressions, for example, because, well, unless it's an establishing shot, you don't really need too much details on your backgrounds. Again, if it's not action. If it is action and there is some environmental stuff going on, like some collisions with something, or some like positioning is important, then yes, of course, you have to just die over all those backgrounds, and that's kind of sad because it's a lot of work, just a lot. But for scenes like this, we're just talking heads basically and talking hands, then you really don't need it. So we are indicating that there is like the sunset going on there. And all of this is just the window, because like this part of the train has like really huge windows. And the frame is kind of lower, so it's on the level of their like butts or something, so you can just sit on the windowsill. So it's just glass, and behind it we will see some. By the way, there is one where, yes, so on this one I will need to detail some stuff, because here the healer talks about location, and we are approaching that location, so we need to see some sort of kind of transition, I guess, from the we were running through, the train was going through the kind of marshland forest type of terrain, so a lot of just tall trees, some of them like dead and sinked, and some water and stuff. But here we need to transition a little bit from that to a bit of a elevated terrain. So how should I do that? Of course I need different layer for that. I just normally do this type of backgrounds just on multiply gray, so I only have like darker shapes, because again it's kind of dark-ish outside, and we don't see much, and it's through the not very clean glass, so we don't need like super detailed something, but there should be something. So, and we have that window on these two frames, so it should be similar-ish. Then this gradient, gradient, gradient. Somewhat, I think there will be some landscape there, but like very. Yeah, I need detailed landscape here. This one is gradient, and this one is detailed, and this one is kind of more abstract. So like these two need to show the change of location. Like we were running through marshlands and now we're running through something else. Maybe hills. Maybe some hills. Even though the whole like area where there are a lot of swamps there. But like I need some elevated terrain for the next one, for the next episode. So they need to go there, and I need to figure out how to draw that. This is fun. First one can be just whatever, same as previous ones, and probably not very detailed, just to indicate the trees there, just growing. Also, I'm trying to do them a bit kind of smudged to imitate the blur from just motion, because the train is kind of going fast, not like super fast, but fast enough. So kind of also, yeah, since I was just going like this, I have a bit of a curvature here happening instead of straight lines. I need to fix that, I guess. Because like, yeah, one tree can be a bit curved, but like not two of them with the same radius, which is the radius of my wrist movement. It's a bit too obvious, I guess. This tree is kind of far away, so we can see the top of it a little bit. Again, I need it more blurred. Maybe some here, some here, just some. That's too intense. Some here. Also, I don't necessarily like the shape of his face here. I think I need to fix it a little bit. Like one of his cheekbones kind of went a bit too far and too high up. Maybe a little bit like this. He kind of... No, it's... Maybe I should move his eye to... No, I think it's fine. I just need to fix his nose bridge and... Yeah, that's him now. I can recognize him now. I sometimes just need to search for the face to find it. Because I can't really imagine it all that much from a certain angle. I don't have this like supernatural ability that some artists have, that who can rotate stuff in their mind. That's like that's very hard to do. Like I kinda know how the character looks like from different angles when I like drew them for like many pages. I kinda get used to their face and like I can recognize it at some point. Like, but I need to like kinda guess where everything should be to find that face. I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining it like correctly. I don't know if I can. It's very hard to explain, I guess. But like I know some other artists do that too. they like just searching for whatever they're trying to show, just kinda doing it and finding their picture in the process. And that's also like very interesting part of the just art, I guess. How the picture finds you in a way. So now I need another layer for glass. It just will be some light stuff. Like, I don't necessarily want to draw reflections here, even though they kind of will be here. But that will be really distracting, I think. But it also gives some substance to the glass, I guess. So I kind of have to. So that's kind of his shadow, I guess. It's his reflection. It's barely visible, but like it's kind of there if you look at it. I also need a different color for this highlight on this side, because, well, we have the sunset happening, so we have like red highlight here, and I also want a bit maybe this one on the bottom, just to show that it's a glass. I think it makes it more clear that this way. And yeah, that's like really simple. I kind of showed that there are some trees there, and that's about it. And the glass. Because we're like in this frame, we're just focusing on the healer, not on the outside of the train. Same here, we'll be more focusing on Arius. And like these two panels are like important for background, but like the rest of them aren't, so I can go more like this style, like abstract-ish. Like it just, I mean, it's trees, it's easy. And I prefer like the backgrounds where you can simplify them to just very basic geometrical shapes that still conveys the location, since we had established a shot before and we know where we are, and it's just kinda there. We're still there, we still know where we are, we don't like, it's not like all of a sudden we're like in the city or something. So it's like more of a serviceable stuff, and I think it's kind of important skill, if you can call it that, to just know when you need very detailed background and when you don't, and to what point you can simplify it without like losing the visual kind of clarity. Because it's like, if it's, of course there are like comics that just have white background and the characters standing next to each other and talking or something, but that's different type of content, I guess. And well, some people are into that, nothing wrong with that. Just I prefer a little bit more interesting stuff. But it doesn't have to be like very painterly on every frame, because it's just a waste of time. As I talked about before, when on previous like background focused streams, that like you don't like at some point it's like diminishing returns with backgrounds. Like if it does its job, you don't need to just go for hours doing the background. You need some basic stuff and that's it, because nobody will be looking at it for more than like half a second. Unless it's an establishing shot and you're showing off and flexing all your skills, and then it should look just mind-blowingly good, just to remind everybody that you can do that. Yeah, we're just getting some hot pink here. Maybe I don't want that. There's like very magenta stuff going on, like it doesn't match this red, even though I use the same, it's just on different layer mode, but I kinda like it. Like I prefer it even if it was the same color, because it wouldn't look this vibrant, I think. And there is also some transition from one to the other. And I also need some trees here. Some ground. And some trees. I think for this one I'll just go on drawing assist, that Procreate just kinda works like sort of like if you're using a ruler or something, so you just draw straight lines depending on like what drawing guide you use. Like this one is just like horizontal and vertical, but you can have like perspective tools here, which is great. I like it. Like there are some stuff about perspective tools in Procreate that I really don't like the fact that you can't really make your horizon fully horizontal if you like using 2 or 3 point perspective. Like you kind of need to just eyeball it basically. Maybe there are tools for that, but I'm just not aware of it. But like I couldn't find it, and I think I talked about it before, so maybe I should stop. Yeah, like I'm not like complaining. I don't use it too often. Sometimes, of course, for establishing shots, like I need perspective tools just so it doesn't look like garbage. Because like perspective is one of those things that it's really noticeable when it's bad. Like it's not that noticeable if it's like okay, but the like stuff that is in the frame isn't complex enough to just show off your all your might. What's with the music again? YouTube hates me. Anyway, I also need to draw the smoke here. Do I have enough layers for that? Not really, but well, I will probably do smoke, and then I'll just merge it with lines. So he is exhaling here. Again, it looks like garbage. So up. And there's like some stuff here. How do I... It'll probably also go there because he's like blowing in that direction. Fine. Let me just... here he's also exhaling. He's doing it a lot. No, that doesn't look good. That also doesn't look good. No, like the shape isn't great originally. How do... Yeah, good enough. So there's some going here. It's too much. It wouldn't be this much, I think. I don't know. I think it's just... Since he's not like inhaling, there aren't any air going on, so I don't know. I have no idea how it should look like realistically, but like I'm not trying to do it realistically, so kind of like this type of not pattern, but like, I mean, I guess you can call it pattern. I just like this stuff. Maybe I should do this one. Nah, they won't match. Like I prefer to match somehow. And here it's also like, maybe it should just simple like this. And that's it. Like he's not continuing to smoke because he heard something interesting and he's like, well, I'm done. Though it will be shown like in the next one when he like puts this away. I also need, yeah, I forgot to do the this white stuff. So this one on half transparent, and I need to be very careful with that because like every new stroke will be like over like this. I'm on the right layer. This one. I'll deal with the smoke once I'm done with this one because, well, so I'm just kinda do a bit of a tone on his lace, even though it won't be visible much. It's like barely visible, but it is visible, so for me it's important. Even though it's like, it can be waste of time. Also, I don't like how this one looks, so I'll just remove it. And I also need to go over lines here to also mute them a little bit because they're under, they shouldn't be visible. Okay, what's here? I'll do the line first, then, and for inks I again switched on the alpha lock. That's preserves the kind of shape, I guess. So you only coloring on whatever you already have and don't go on the transparent parts. Oops. Yeah, here my just pencil decided to stop one stroke and start the other, and it was an overlay here. This is kind of also not optimal part yet of my process. I will figure it out eventually. Okay, it's almost invisible, so it's fine. Also the oops. So like it would have been easier to do it on a separate layer on like 100% opacity, then lower it to 50 and merge with flats. But since that would require more layers, I can do that. I just can not edit it. It is annoying, sadly. So here I also need to do this. I think it looks nice. Where am I? Yeah. I don't need it here. Or do I? Yeah, I do. I also see uncolored parts for flats. That also needs to be fixed. Might need some smaller brush for it. I think that's a problem. Okay. Now there is also another one here. I also need to color the lines that are peeking through, and there's basically nothing here. Like, that's why I don't really like coloring him, because he has so much details. Like, on one hand, you would want the main character to have like some complex design because it makes them recognizable and just cool looking and stuff, but it is so much work. Just too much work, almost. Okay, I'm kinda done here. What was I doing? Yes, oh, I forgot this one. That's okay. So now, smoke. I will be using different brush for that. And like really low opacity. Just kinda give it a bit of a textured look. Bit of irregular shape. So just looks more organic, I guess. And I will be then lowering opacity on that, so it's not as bright. And like, I'm not trying to make the smoke like realistic looking. I prefer more stylized look for all this stuff, like for smoke, for fire, for all of that like stuff, like rain. What else? What else did I do already? I think it's more interesting with this kind of stylized look, and also it's more fitting of the like overall style of this very like hand-drawn textured look. I'm gonna kinda erase some of it so it's not as intense. And also I'll be, as I said, I will be lowering opacity. This I don't need. Maybe I'll add some, just some. No, I think it's good without it. Here is the same, and yeah, he's done. Okay, so we have this one and we have this one. Only two of them. Okay, cool. I think I can see both of them at the same time with the open this thing. Okay, so let's lower this. 50 is good, I think. So once I merge this with inks, will I have any issues with that? Don't think so. So I can merge it. Just in case Remove alpha lock first. Okay. Okay, that's done. Backgrounds, back to backgrounds. This one, what do I want to do with this one? And they're kind of same-ish. Do I want to detail it more though? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe something here. Yeah, it's fine. Now these two just gradient. And this one also. So that should be easy. Again, I don't use like the gradient tool because obviously Procreate doesn't have it. There are some... Oops, I forgot something. Yeah, that's the right color. There were some... This one, oops. That's like... indicates the... Virus there somewhere. Don't need it though. He'll be here too. Do I want that? Like, for example, if I do that, I should have used bigger brush, of course, but it's too late for that. Nah, I don't like it. Maybe I shouldn't have it here too. Maybe. Yeah, it's better this way. Like, I tried to put some, like, just shoulder of the character in the frame when there are several characters interacting, just to show that they're there and like from this direction, I guess, but sometimes it doesn't look good. So like here it is like here it makes sense because like here's our healer, he's our hunter, and then we get different a bit of a different angle when we see the hunter but don't see the healer. By the way, I forgot to color his eyes. This one. There's also some issues with flats, I think. Let me fix them real quick. Here. Some red just showing. Yeah, I was fixing his eyes. No, not here though. I was fixing them there. Anyway, doesn't matter. What was I doing? Yeah, this one. I think I'll do maybe this 3 and we'll be kind of finishing for today because I'm kind of tired. I don't know. We'll see. And also I need to think about what I want, how I want to transition the whatever we have behind the window from this marshland to a bit of a kind of hill. I will need to think about it. So yeah, I think I'll do this. Like, as you obviously noticed, I am doing more like red background for the hunter. It's like where the sunset is, but also I positioned them the way that red is associated with the hunter, obviously because he has a red uniform. And this more of a blue with healer. Actually, you know, I might just leave it at that. It's kind of simple and yeah, I think it looks good, and it also, since we have this like quick reaction, we don't need too much stuff distracting us from. I might do red here though, since it's pointing to the hunter. Yeah, I think it makes sense. A bit darker here, and this nice blue here. Yeah, I like it. Let me just clean up the sketch. Like, as I go and do backgrounds, I remove the sketch just so it doesn't bother me. Which sometimes is sad, like I kinda like my sketches sometimes, but well, they serve their purpose. I don't feel like I need to keep them forever saved somewhere just for posterity, I guess. I don't know. So, obviously I want red there. So I guess I'll do this. Maybe I'll just go straight from dark blue to red without any light blue. Yeah, I think it looks very dramatic. Now I kind of feel like the smoke is a bit... No, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, that was fast. I might do this one also. Should I? I don't know, kind of... Like here we should already be moving to the different terrain, I guess. So the transition should start probably here. So yeah, I need to think about it, like how I transition from the forest to the hill. Maybe I'll look at some nature photos for inspiration. Of course, I never like copy stuff from real life. I mostly like just kind of research how stuff look, how stuff just works, how what's like the normal, I don't know, laws of physics and physics and the whatever biology would be appropriate for that, and then I'll know what exactly I want. But overall it was very productive. I think I like this morning I started with I only had rough sketch, not even detailed one, that I'm already deleted most of it. So I did detailed sketch, inks, flats on stream, and started backgrounds. It's like really good speed for me. I usually can't do that this fast. I usually like my hand today is really in good shape. Like usually if I draw like whole day, my hand is kind of falling off. Right now it's just fine, absolutely fine. I don't know why, like maybe, I don't know, maybe it is very rested because I wasn't that fast before. I don't know, I hope it won't like cause any delayed damage. But yeah, just knowing where I'm going with it, like having the whole script for the whole chapter done and like being really close to the end of the chapter also, it kind of really motivates me to just go faster and like kind of really inspires me. So that's cool, that's really good, and I hope that I will be able to build some sort of the buffer back that I had, but then I didn't, and I was chasing deadlines every 10 days. But like, I don't know, like I need maybe a couple more days on that. If I'm not that fast, I might finish it tomorrow if I really want to. I probably don't want to rush it that much. Maybe I want to sit on it and just think about it, like how I want to like light it maybe. But yeah, that's really good speed for me. I'm very pleased by that. So the next one will be next one will be June 20, and that's the day I should be releasing this one. So yeah, probably next one will be watercolors or something, because I won't have anything to show on stream. Or maybe if I will go ahead and once I finished with this one, I'll start the next one right away with no like breaks and all, and maybe I will have next episode already like in the kind of same-ish stage when I can like, color it on stream or something. Then it will be comics. If not, then it will be watercolors. As always, just look at the scheduled live stream and you'll know what it is about. Or not. Maybe you won't. Maybe it will be a surprise. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Guess I'm done for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.